Today we have two angels with us, brother angel Aarav and little angel Amira and their parents. So welcome both angels. We are here to listen to you. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. It's an honor to be here, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
And where am I speaking to you at? Where are you at?
Right now, I'm just at my house.
Which is where?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. More specific?
In Marlboro. It's like
Marlboro. And do you know where I am?
Miami, right?
Right, but we're all on Avyakti Parivar, right? So, big brother is going to go first, or little sister?
Sure, I'll go first.
All right.
So, I am Aarav, and I'm 13 years old, and this is my little sister Amira, and she's 12 years old. And
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. And this is my mom, sister Pratima, and this is my dad, brother Anand.
Okay. Did I see you on recently?
We had been to the Peace Village retreat sometime, I believe in July or June.
No, I thought I saw you more recently on, but maybe not.
Maybe in Avyakti Parivar only, so.
Yes, I think I've seen you. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions, so can I go ahead?
Sure.
So my first question is that, like, whenever I'm doing yoga or like in meditation, sometimes my mind, it wanders to like different thoughts even while I'm in Baba's remembrance. So like, how do I like stay in Baba's remembrance constantly and like focus on that?
I think that's probably a question for most of us. And so how long do you stay in Baba's remembrance, and how long do you pursue the thoughts? So if you even just say, give yourself a time limit, say 5 minutes or 10 minutes. To sit for a whole hour is not so easy. But if you just say 5 minutes, and I get the sense that you have a very powerful intellect, and that it's allowing the intellect to keep the thoughts focused on Baba just for those 5 or 10 minutes, and then that can be perhaps increased. But I'd also be curious to know, what are the things that distract you? What kind of thoughts distract you, and why?
It's mostly like, sometimes like when I'm in Baba's remembrance, like out of nowhere, like I thought about like friends, like social world, mostly like school and
right. And I wonder if in some instances, even when those thoughts do arise, and it doesn't mean that you're out of yoga, but that you can kind of incorporate your friends or your thinking, because your thinking at that time is not body conscious in the strict sense of the word. It's not fear, it's not any kind of anger or those kinds of feelings that you're having. And why not just almost like include Baba in the with your friends, in a sense, and that you're have the feeling that just like now you're talking to me, but your parents are there in the background. They're not saying anything, they're not doing anything, but they're there. And so in the same way that, and again, you would think twice if you were going to say, use a curse word or something, and your parents are there, right? You probably would never use a curse word anyway. And so in the same way with Baba, when the thoughts go somewhere else, they're still good thoughts. They're with your friends, and your thoughts will be beneficial even for your friends. And so invite Baba into the gathering too.
Oh my God, thank you so much. That's really gonna change like the way I look at yoga.
Yeah. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't
all right,
think it's something wrong.
Yeah. My second question is that it's more like in the actual like physical world. So like anytime I'm doing my task, it's like I'm supposed to always doing my task. Like it's almost the same thing, but like a lot of things are happening around me. Like people are like, fighting, people are like arguing. Like sometimes I'm trying, like people try to get me involved in things. So like, how do I like kind of like push myself away from that and just keep on going in my journey?
What kind of task are you talking about?
It's kind of like my friends like coming and like, oh, let's do this and let's do that, even though like I'm sometimes doing my work or doing something important. It's like, how do I like push myself to keep just doing in my journey and keep going in my path?
Well, again, perhaps seeing, which has the stronger pull on you. If you're very clear about what it is that you should, I don't like the word should so much, but that you are supposed to be doing. And so whether it's a chore in terms of the running of your family or at school or whatever else, it's an aspect of responsibility, And so just like your parents fulfill all of their responsibilities in relation to you and your sister, that you don't even have to think. And so this is your commitment to them, to the running of your family, and to make life easier for everybody else. And so I would imagine it's not such a big thing, in other words, that it's going to, whatever the chore is, it can't be for more than how many minutes or part of a day or whatever, that there's going to be that other influence on you. And so just, again, prioritize. Let me do my chore. That's first. And then let's see later. And maybe by the time you've done it, the feeling for the other thing will have worn off. Yeah. But I'm certainly not saying, this is something I've been thinking about recently, is that the element of fun should still be there in your life too, that it shouldn't be all work and no play, right? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. So now my final question is that it's about Mohini Didi. So she is, despite like the age of her locate body and like her health, I am so like, I feel admired of like how she's still dedicated to like Baba and she never misses a single movie. So how does she exactly do that? Even like, I'm just like, oh God.
I think that's a question for Didi, but I have to say I wholeheartedly agree with you when it comes to my admiration, my appreciation, and it's like a gift that Baba has given us now that all of the major daddies have gone and Baba. And yet Didi in front of us is the embodiment of the teachings. Not only is she brilliant in terms of her intellect and where she can come up with a way of seeing things or of understanding the depths of Gyan, but in terms of her practical life, that she doesn't miss out on any of the disciplines or the Mariadas, but they're all natural in her. And so that really she's there as almost like a showpiece for us, that we can't make the excuse, oh, well, this, Baba said something similar in the Murli on Sunday about, sometimes where we look at seniors and maybe even critique them or criticize them. And yet Baba's saying about their faith and their the extra marks that they've got in terms of the duration of time for which they've been doing this. And so I see that, and somebody was telling me how even when it comes to Didi not being well, that although she has medical science and all the rest of it, but there is no question for me that her sense of what is healing her is Baba, and so that I feel that she has an extraordinary relationship with Baba, but it is over all of these years, over 60 years or more. And you can see it's her and Baba, and that's it. But yeah, many of the things that I look at her as a sample of and endeavor to become like how it is she is. What is your favorite quality from Didi?
I just like how she's so calm and like understanding of everybody. She's like, she seems so like content and with everything, and she never like rushes or anything.
It's really nice. She's not something else I've been thinking about recently, excitement. She's not somebody, she's always on an even keel, that stability, and she's so solid, and that her face doesn't change, although she has a great, marvelous sense of humor and is the best joke teller as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Not at all, my pleasure. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Ask the question.
Yeah.
You can come down.
She has a question.
Yeah.
Say Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I would like to ask some few questions.
Okay.
Loudly.
How do I stay in one position while I'm doing Murli and not thinking about other stuff?
How do I stay what?
In one position.
In one position? You mean physically?
Physically.
What position do you want to be in? Do you like to sit like a yogi?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Second question.
Are you able to listen to the whole Murli?
What?
Are you able to listen to the whole Murli?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, that means you're in one position. And the position is that you are connected to Baba through whoever it is that is reading the Murli. So you are in one position, right?
Now.
Loudly.
How do I explain my friends about Baba?
How do you explain what?
How do I explain my friends about Baba?
Oh, that's so sweet. And is your friend the same age as you?
No.
Huh?
She's 6.
I think, okay, how would you explain Baba to me?
I would say like he's just red and orange and yellow and golden.
Wow. That he's a point of light. And sometimes, you see, I don't know if your friend is from the same tradition as you. Maybe they won't know the name Shiva. But when you say Baba, it means dad, right? It means father. And so when you begin to talk about Baba as your father and what it is that he makes you feel, then that's what touches the hearts of other people. You know, if you just say he's red and he's yellow, it doesn't mean anything, you know, but if you tell them about your relationship, tell me about one of Baba's qualities that you like. Does he love you?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, Baba loves you.
Of course he loves you. You're his child. That's all you need to say. Baba means that I am the child of God. That's all. Baba means I am the child of God.
Okay.
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 So
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we are almost at the time. Can we ask one question? The
Sure,
final.
bro. Sure.
Okay. Uh, so I mean, how can I practice, my spirituality in a very comfortable way in a social gathering, right? Especially when it comes to food.
Okay. Baba said the other day, I've forgotten, in the last couple of days, that he doesn't give the same directions to everyone, right? In other words, that he'll tell someone that you can drink tea with other people, and then he'll say for someone else, and this is actually a story, that you can't have tea in the gathering. And so the thing is, one thing is you can't compromise your vegetarian diet, right?
Right.
Nor would people expect you to. In fact, there's a story. Let me see if I can do the short version of it. But I'm going to do a very reduced version. But two people who were vegetarian and the others in the group used to make fun of them. And then they went back to a non-veg diet because they were in a very small country place and they couldn't get the ingredients. And then the other people who used to make fun of them actually said, "Now I know that for me, there's no hope." Because even while they were making fun of them, they were testing them. And if they continued with the vegetarian, then the other person would have become a vegetarian too, And so not to compromise you. And it's very easy nowadays in people's, in gatherings, because you can even say that you are allergic to something or another. You can make some little excuse. It's not a lie. And I feel this very deeply, and maybe because for me it's easy living the life that I live. But once you are 100% sure and trust and have faith in what you're doing, no one will challenge you. And even if they did challenge you, it would run off you like water off a duck's back. It would have no effect. So do you understand that? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. That's helpful. So actually, it's the same set of people with whom we have been hanging for quite some time. And ever since I have been in the GAN, I have been trying to follow all the dharanas. So they see that shift in me, right?
Yes.
But there are some other changes as well, right? But people, they usually, notice these changes. That,
Yeah.
have the food that we have, type of strict diet. But yeah, it's not that difficult to manage. I just thought to get another perspective.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this with family?
I have been practicing past, I think 7-8 months. I'm fairly new.
Oh, you're fairly new at it. Wow. And so that's something again that you can even say to people is that I'm trying this. I've committed to this for a year. Right. In your heart of hearts, you've committed to it for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
But if you tell them I've committed to this for 9 months or for a year, so then they'll get off your back, they won't say anything. And then after a year, it's like, oh, it's so good. I'm going to do it for another year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also by your sharing your food with them as well, if that's appropriate, if the social setting allows for that, then they can see that even without garlic and onion, the food is so tasty, so delicious.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sister.
Oh no, my pleasure. Lovely to meet all of you. Wow, you've only been doing this for 8 months. My goodness.
8 months.
He feels like he's a really old one.
Yes.
What's the question?
Yeah. Can I ask one question, sister?
Sure, sure.
Sometimes it's get a little difficult, hard to become detached, observer with the, especially with the kids. You know, should we they do some activity? Should we restrict? They feel restricted, strict. But what should we do in that situation?
You know, especially as you're telling me you've only been doing this for a short time, that you need to have, you know, compassion for yourself and for the kids, and even your son or daughter, she's little, but that they too have to have a little bit of compassion for you, and to understand that you're all doing this, you're all learning together. And one of the things that I've seen that's very beautiful in these interactions is the way that the parents can speak in front of the children, and the way the children can also say what their difficulties are. And so where, even though there's no question it's parent and child, but there is also like an honesty that makes it like a friendship as well. And so you can sometimes even say to your child, you know, that this isn't coming so easy for me. Can you help me with this? You know, where you know, your inclination might be to reprimand or something. And Baba's great respect for children. And, you know, he said the other day, he referenced this, and I just know that Brahma Baba, even before, when he himself was a parent, that he would never, there was such respect for the children, you know, but always, you know, love will win. Love will win every time. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll try to implement and take your advice.
Yeah, that you're all helping each other, you know, right? You're all helping each other. That's the beauty, that you're all being honest. Be honest with each other and help each other. Yeah. Okay, good night.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. My pleasure. Hope to meet you soon.
Om Shanti.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Om Shanti. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much, Angel, Brother Aarav, Amira, and also to parents, and also special thank you to Sister Wadi. It was a wonderful chit chat. Really appreciate our beautiful chit chat, and I'm sure many are taking benefit from all this sharing. So once again, thank you, and tomorrow is